truth is, we don't all deserve to make it.
Welcome back to another episode of Into the Westworld. This week's episode is called Virtù y Fortuna.
God damn it, I hate you so much. I hate
Now,
you.
Yes, we did that.
Now, I thought it was Spanish, but it's clearly Latin. Clearly Latin. So that made no sense whatsoever.
Oh my God.
This is a great way to start this.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Starting with a bang. But yes, this is an episode that all three of us have been waiting for, always like the rest of you who are listening, because after episode 2, I mean, pretty big cliffhanger. Am I right, guys?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. Yes.
100%.
I mean, so many questions. We were expecting a pretty huge battle, and I would say that.
I expected a dragon.
Wait. Before we get into this, Tyler, they don't know who you are. They don't know who any of us are. This is why you don't start the show off. I gave you an opportunity, and you just shot the bed.
I was about to make the best segue ever, but I'll save it. I'll save it for next time. I'll save it for another time.
You know what? He did a great job reading the title.
He did. That's why we have him on.
Oscar monologue right there.
I was so focused on it, but yeah, I guess I'll introduce myself before. My name is Tyler Tompkins, professional YouTuber, Facebooker, Twitter, Instagrammer, and I'm joined here by my two lovely co-hosts.
This is the greatest introduction to any show I have ever done, or been a part of, hands down.
Yeah, let me host more often, man.
I think this needs to be.
This is pure stand-up.
Guys, if you like what Tyler is doing, please give this video a thumbs up and say in the comment section that you want Tyler to introduce every single every single Westworld podcast that we do from now on.
You might just take over your channel.
Yeah, please do. Seriously, it's all yours. I'm giving you the keys to the car.
And I don't do it unless you vote. So please comment. Please comment on YouTube, on everything.
I'm throwing a poll up on Twitter after this.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yes,
that's a good idea. Yeah, but yeah. So I am joined here by my lovely co-host, Griffin. Let's start with you. Tell the people who you are.
I'm Griffin, and this is my YouTube channel. Holy shit. This is probably my favorite. Honestly, guys, this is my favorite episode of the podcast we've ever recorded. But yes, I'm Griffin. I run the Men vs. Movies YouTube channel, and I also am one of the co-hosts of Into the Westworld, in case you had no idea. So yeah, ready to talk about this episode. It's going to be good.
Yes. Best episode of this podcast.
Absolutely.
Talking about the best episode of Westworld.
Maybe
one of the best. One of the best.
One of the best.
Yeah. Yes, and also the final co-host. Last but not least, Zach Poe. Please tell the people who you are.
Well, guys, I'm also another famous YouTuber. You know, it's a great thing to be on the show and being one of the co-hosts. And, you know, I can't believe, honestly, Griffin, I think Tyler's stealing your job right now. And this might be, it's all right. It's all right. We're going to be talking about Virtù y Fortuna.
Yeah, Virtù.
That's good.
Fortuna, yeah. Jesus God.
Yeah. We talked about the episode title before we started, and
who can say
we had to give it some flavor. Yeah.
A little bit, just a little. This show deserves that flavor.
This episode deserves that flavor.
Absolutely. I mean, after last week's episode, I didn't think they could build upon and make it such a even better episode than last week's.
You know what they did? They literally converged the two stories that they started at the beginning of the season, like the stuff with the Bernard and Tessa Thompson, and then the stuff with Dolores and stuff she did last episode, and then Maeve's going out there on her own little storyline. They not all of the stories converged, but they were all featured in this episode. The only one that was not featured was the one with William, the Man in Black.
Yeah, and I didn't. It didn't even lack it. I didn't even feel him.
I wasn't missing him. No, yeah, not at all.
I think the Dolores thing was the more important thing of this.
Oh my God,
I think the biggest thing about this episode, though, and I think we should just get straight into that, is talking about the new park. The new park that we get to see.
Well, and here's the other thing. Yeah, let's talk about the opening for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just for me personally, this was my favorite thing about the entire episode, because I could not stop. This episode has the best opening and the best closing, because you get introduced to this new park in India, and I mean, talk about starting off with a bang. I mean,
yeah,
great sex in there.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Yeah,
I mean, you're introduced to this couple, and you don't know their names, but yes. And for me, I mean, I was automatically attached to this woman character. I don't know who she is. I don't know her name, but I want to know so much more about her because, I mean, did you see her in that tiger?
Yeah, dude, she was really feisty. There was like a spunk to her. There was like a intensity. There was like a badassness. Like I'm all with you guys. Like I have no idea who this chick is, but I'm so happy that she's in the show, and I want to know what's going to happen with her next because I think it's going to pertain to like the stuff that washed up on the shore. Like when Bernard was like, right? Like I feel like that's the direction it's going in, right?
It kind of tied into that. It kind of went back to that moment. Obviously, instead of her getting picked up by a bunch of Delos people, it was a bunch of fucking crazy Indians that are still fucking scary. But
for sure.
That whole park thing, I mean, just seeing that park, it's like, man, what else are we going to see this season? Obviously, at the end of this episode, we'll get to it, is our first really big glimpse, knowing that we're probably getting Shogun World either next episode or the episode after, I'm guessing.
Here's the thing. I don't know if we're going to get Shogun World. We may later on the season, but I feel like the people from that world, the samurais or whatever, have kind of come into the other part of the park. It almost seems like there's stuff out of place here. But also the other thing that from like the opening that we saw is that the parks are definitely a lot closer than we think they are.
Yeah.
Like that little ocean or like mini like lake or something.
Yeah, well,
like
we were talking about islands and stuff, and like obviously I think our definition of an island is like literally over here and then like way fucking over here. But it like you're saying, it's not like that. Like
no,
they are way closer than it all comes out to be.
Right. So then I guess the other thing that could be a possibility is that it said the narrative guy, I always forget his name. He said that that's with Maeve and Rodrigo Santoro's character.
Hector. Is it Hector?
I don't think Hector's
that's Santoro's character.
That's Santoro's character. Yeah, I'm talking about the narrative guy.
Yeah.
Anyways, I feel like he said they're in the Klondike narrative still in Westworld. I think it may be a fact where they like it could be something where they've gone off course and maybe they wound up in like I don't know, Nepal or something like that, like the edge of like the Shogun world.
Yeah, no, and his name's Lee, by the way.
Lee, that's right.
Yeah,
dude, I always forget his name.
I had to find it. It was gonna bother me if I didn't look for it.
Thank you. Yes, I swear to God, we are fans, even though we don't remember the names.
Well, it's like Game of Thrones. There's so many damn characters, and especially only being in season 2, we don't know how long Lee's gonna be alive for. I mean, this is one of the shows that have so many casts in there that like we know by like towards the end of the show, there's really only going to be a couple of them left. Just how kind of like Game of Thrones has kind of done it. It's like, okay, these are like really your 6 main characters to really pay attention to now. And I mean, that's what's great though, is there's so many different storylines going, which does get a little bit confusing, but I mean, that's why we do this. We talk, because then if someone does forget about something, someone else is going to end up bringing it up. Yeah.
Well, and it's nice when you get episodes like this, when there's just like last week's episode, we could like kind of talk about it, but it was like more of just like internal reflecting on what happened. This episode just like fucking shit happens. Like it's just it's so, I would like to say one of our predictions came true from our preview show last week, which was the encounter, the skirmish. Like they obviously previewed it, but we said we were thinking that it was going to be between the hosts and the the Delos people and the hosts.
Yes.
And that ended up being true. I'm very happy it was true.
I loved when Dolores brought out that gun and gave it to the Confederado and was pretty much like, I just love how the reaction to seeing how fast that gun shoots. It's like they haven't seen something like that before. So it was great to get that reaction. But I do want to say really fast, this is like way off topic, but my prediction about a dragon did happen for one slight second, even though it was a completely different scene.
Right, yeah.
It was a flamethrower, which was great. I love seeing that. And that was a great entrance too. I mean, and it was a great shot scene, like something out of a horror film when this dude's just lit on fire just running down a hallway.
Yeah.
I like seeing that stuff.
No, it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, but they called it a dragon, so Zach was technically right.
Correct.
Yeah, when you said we have our group chat and you texted, you were ahead of me and you texted something about a dragon, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" Then I was like, "Oh my gosh, he was right."
I feel like I was like borderline ruining the episode for you because I was just like, "Fuck, holy shit, dragon, Zach, this is happening! Oh my god!" And I keep forgetting, like you're not you, Zach, but Tyler, you're like a few like minutes behind me, and I that made no sense to me. I was like, why are we not on the same wavelength here?
Yeah, because after that opening with the with the tiger and everything, I was like, maybe there's another world. They're about to show dragons. That'd be crazy.
It could have been. I mean, with this world now, do we even know? Like, the Shogun world could have dragons. Just saying, you never know.
Very possible. Maybe they have Dragon World.
Dude, remember that? Like, what was it? Dragon Tales. What if it's something like that?
I really hope not. That's
I really like no. That would be.
I feel like that's a whole other acid trip I don't want to take.
Yeah, but talking to about one more. I'm sorry. I'm obsessed with this India world.
Oh no, I completely agree.
Let's keep talking about it. I love it,
like, dude. Like, as much as I loved the other stuff, that was by far the most interesting part.
100% agreed.
And even when the episode opened, I mean, I just knew we were somewhere different because of how colorful it was.
Yeah,
like, it was completely different than Westworld, man. Like, it just had a completely different vibe. And it was almost like a breath of fresh air because we're always seeing, Westworld, it's kind of a deserty location. The lab's always like gray, really dark colors, but this India world, it's very bright, colors pop.
I love the score in that scene, by the way.
Yeah, it was like Indian version of Seven Nation Army.
Yes,
I mean, that was just brilliant.
Yeah,
it was great. And I mean, going back to how you said the different landscapes and stuff, that kind of goes to the end of this episode. We haven't seen snow in Westworld, and like when you see that, I for a second I was like, where are they at? Like, where'd they go? Like, this is different. I haven't seen it. Kind of reminded me of Red Dead Redemption when you're, for people who have played it, when you go around that whole map, it's like once you get to like the snowy area, you're like, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's a different layer to it.
And then thankfully we got the best looking TV show / I guess cinematic tiger since Life of Pi. That was a good looking tiger.
Yeah, that was really good. I mean, we know this show has a big budget, and like we're clearly seeing it in the action set pieces and all the stuff that's going on. But yeah, the tiger looked pretty good. Like for
and remember that scene too. Sorry, again at the beginning when they're in India, when the girl grabs the gun and shoots the guy in the face, and half of his face gets blown off. That's an awesome scene. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I just want to stay in this world.
But you're like I said, crazy. This mystery girl, she's gonna play a big part this season.
I could see her kind of butting heads with Dolores or something. Because like you said, Griffin, she's like a feisty character. I could see her trying to become like, an alpha female and butting heads with either Maeve or Dolores or something.
Right. Well, speaking of butting heads with Dolores, that's a great segue into little Teddy, who we get a lot of stuff, like very subtle. Once again, not a whole lot, but it's a huge character defining moment when Dolores tells him to go execute that Confederado and the rest of the guys, and the Confederado guys is talking to him, and he's like, we're the same kind of person and whatnot, and like Teddy doesn't want to believe it, but then he spares his life. That's huge because Dolores saw the whole thing, so that is 100% coming back up later on down the road. And I think that I can't remember who brought it up. It was either in, I don't know which episode, whether it was the last one of the preview ones, but Teddy is going to like break away from her at some point. Like something like shit is going to go down. We already saw
and they've been tying that. I mean, with Maeve's last thing she said in I think it was the last episode when Maeve then encountered, and Maeve pretty much was like, do you think you're free? Like that is like it's just all building up. Another thing that the show does, it builds on every single episode.
Yes. It was really I love the way that they are developing Teddy without giving him a lot of screen time, because he's a great supporting character, and I think like we'll definitely get some more Teddy centric episodes as like his conflict with Dolores plays more of a part later down the road. But like it's just they're throwing those little things in there like in every episode, and it's just like, oh, it's so tastefully done.
It's beautiful.
I do hope we get more Teddy. It'd be interesting if Teddy gets with this new girl. He starts to go with her. I would like that, man. A little
mystery girl from India.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, if you
teams up with her, I would like that.
Teddy hasn't broken his script yet. Like he still is the same exact Teddy that we knew from the first season. He's this good guy. He's faithful to Dolores. He's trusting. He's this good guy. And when he sees something that's not fair, he breaks it. Like if he would have killed those people, I think that would have broken his script.
It would have broken his character. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I don't think Dolores recognizes that. Like, Dolores is off her fucking script. She has a huge personality.
She is, but she isn't. I mean, she was programmed as Wyatt, so you can like say maybe forward program this up. But she very like clearly has like her own kind of consciousness.
To be honest, the only person in this show out of all the hosts that are not on a script is Maeve. Yeah, at this point, I think Maeve is the only one.
Looking for her daughter.
Yeah, well, but that's also because she like messed with her own settings last. Yeah,
like
season.
Bernard, I would even say is on a script. I mean, let's talk about him just shaking and.
Yeah, he's still kind of not completely there, and I think that's once again going back to how the fact like he shot himself in the head last season, so I think he's suffering the repercussions. Yeah, but his encounter with Dolores. I think that's the first time we've seen like conscious Dolores, like actually in Westworld, meet up with conscious Bernard.
That's true.
And that was my favorite part of the entire episode.
Really?
It was that conversation that they have, and then that speech that Dolores gives. Oh my God. It like sent chills down my spine. It was I
can agree with that. I mean, and even seeing another scene I really, really liked is when Dolores meets back up with her Abernathy.
Yes. Oh my God. That was so good.
It was fantastic. I mean, that again, another great thing. This episode didn't further a lot of like location stuff, but it furthered a lot of character development with a lot of these characters in subtle ways. And I think that's a big part of that.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Seeing Abernathy back there was awesome, and clearly he's like the key to something. They keep like that. Bernard's like hacking into him, and he opened like this file. We don't know what that is. It's obviously going to play a part later down the road. Is he the secret weapon? We don't know. It's just like, but anyways, going back to that encounter between him and Dolores, it was kind of heartbreaking because he's like clearly not all there, due to when he got the what do you call it? Oh, help me out. What is the he got his brain scrambled, whatever. By the Delos guys. Anyways,
everyone knows what we're talking about.
He
wants the show,
but anyway, so he's clearly not all there. So just seeing that and seeing like a more like a softer side to Dolores, like seeing the Dolores side of her character come out was great.
Yeah, it's like she wasn't Wyatt all of a sudden. She actually, that other part of her came out. I will say, though, I love when she went Terminator Sarah Connor-esque on that fucking car. And, dude, she just gets shot and she just fucking takes it. Like, and Teddy's like, are you okay? And just keeps walking.
Yeah, dude, that was my favorite part of the preview for this episode. And that was like one of my favorite parts of that whole battle was good stuff.
The battle was fantastic. It was filmed great too, especially when her group locked out the Confederate NATOs and they just boom, 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 just shot through it. I mean, they have it well executed with what they were doing. They were screwing
it. Like they totally knew, or I'm sorry, like Dolores and like her crew totally knew that they were just like, yeah, we're just gonna use these guys as bait so that we can like kill them later on down there. It was just like, oh, she's such a great tactician. Like this episode just keeps on. Every episode is making me like this character more and more.
No, I can't agree.
Yeah, I'm liking this. It's just funny. Like from the very first episode of season 2, in my head, the show is going to go in a completely different direction. But now we're here, and I'm just like, man, we're only 3 episodes in, and we're like, I already feel like we're so deep into the show. I feel like we should be on like episode 7 or 8.
Well, yeah, it's like so much has already happened, and for it to only be episode 3, I'm like thinking, I was like, shit, there's still a lot more left to this season.
There's so much more left. Like this, it's insane. Like we all knew that they were gonna like up the ante this season. There's gonna be more action. There's gonna be more like money put into it. So naturally,
and I hope so. After waiting so long for this damn show,
right. Well, I mean, it 1.5 years almost, and it's showing.
And we got to give a shout out. It got renewed. Yes. I mean, I think we all knew it was, but it got renewed. So thank God. Thank God it did.
Yeah, just in case you had a doubt that this show wouldn't get renewed. I mean, it's basically becoming the next Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Ash versus the Evil Dead, but whatever. We're not gonna throw that shade towards stars.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just.
Thankfully, Betty can make his Evil Dead too. But anyways, back to Westworld.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Yeah, Tyler, you're the one leading this conversation. Where do you want to go next?
No, I mean, dude, I just want to talk about India, man. The India, the India. I love it so much.
Even though we only got like 5-6 minutes of this world.
Yeah, right. No, and also the ending, dude, with the Oh my gosh.
So does anyone have theories for this? Like, who is this girl? Have we seen her before? Have we not? Like, where does this timeline take place? Like,
this new girl?
Yeah. I mean, those Indians,
I think she's probably new. I think she's new,
she's
but
definitely she's definitely a new character. Like I thought for a second that maybe it was taking place in the past and that she was the girl that Bernard killed in season 1. Because of the way they showed her introducing, she was smoking and stuff, and she kind of resembled her. And I thought, oh, maybe this is the younger version of that character. But then that quickly went out the window when we saw the tiger in like that whole sequence, and then they washed up to shore and whatnot. So
yeah, even the tiger, man, the carcass was just like laying there.
Yeah.
This is going to be insane. I wonder if we're going to get more of her. If that's something that they're going to keep on the backtrack for the next episode. I feel like the next episode is going to probably focus more on Men in Black. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like him a lot, but it's like crap. Right. I hope we get an episode of just, I think we will eventually down the line, but it'd be cool to get like just an episode of this new girl, maybe like, how she's gonna I'm sure we'll get something like how she came in.
Yeah.
Maybe do kind of like a before, all the stuff that happened to her, how she came into the India world and everything. But so many questions, man.
Dude, so many questions. It leaves so many episodes left.
Yeah, and then real quick too, the Maeve, I liked her. She had a good line too. They brought up some interesting questions like,
crap, we didn't
Maeve and Hector and Lee's.
Yeah. He asked Hector, I believe, right? The cowboy hat guy. Yeah, he asked him, I believe, was like, do you really think you're capable of loving her? Or did she ask Maeve that question?
I think he asked. Lee was kind of giving Hector shit, saying you can't love anyone. This isn't your program. You're supposed to love Isabella.
Yeah.
And it was great because when Hector backed off of Lee, pushing him against the wall, he pretty much said the exact same shit because he wrote a lot of the dialogue for Hector. Yeah. I think Maeve saw in him like, hey, like you kind of. Did you do something with that? Like,
yeah, right. She totally saw right through him, and it was like he was putting his personal like problems and stuff that happens in his own life into the narrative, and then also like him, like Hector's essentially the person he wishes he could be.
Yeah.
And I love that line. May was just like, it's even sadder than I thought. And I was just like, oh my god.
That's the great thing about the show is like 1 week I'll have one favorite character, and then the next week I have another one. Like it just goes back and forth. I will say, they built up so much of Bernard in that first episode of the season, and like I feel like we have not like.
There's nothing about like I feel like he's totally in the background now. Totally.
And I mean, maybe it'll come back to play, but I mean, they built up him and Hale, and now it's like, and they did build up the other characters, but now it's like Dolores and Maeve centric right now.
Well, right, and I think that's just mainly because that they're like the main line for the past 2 episodes, because the past 2 episodes were kind of related to each other. But it looks like, and we'll touch on this more in the episode preview that comes out on Wednesday. But it looks like the next episode is going to be more Man in Black, but then also going back to Bernard and Hale when they were in that cellar. I think,
with the Prometheus people.
Yes.
I think they might be going back there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think we'll get more of that in the next episode, even though it will be Man in Black centric, which will be kind of cool.
Which will be nice. We haven't gotten a lot of him yet.
No, we haven't had there hasn't been an episode dedicated to him, so it would be cool to get that.
I think the great thing is that last episode, a lot of it was flashback centric, and it really just, I don't know why, it just adds more into Dolores's character. Like watching this now too, it's like, it's weird to say that like these characters have arcs when they're like you really think about like these characters are programmed in a lot of ways to really do these things, and but it's just crazy. It's more of like a whole centric arc of what's happening to Westworld in general. Like this is something that like you always joke around about, like, hey, if people made AIs, like they're going to take over, and it's like now it's happening in a way. And even though like all these people, like some of these hosts don't even know what they're doing, they can kill other people. They just don't know.
Well, and some of them have, had their brains scrambled. Like we see, what's her face? Clementine take away Bernard. Last time we saw him, what's going to happen there? So that, I mean, it's just like really, really lobotomy. That's what I keep on. Yes, lobotomy.
Oh yeah.
They're lobotomized, and so like, what's going to happen on there? They're kind of like loose cannons, which is probably why Dolores recruited them. But the one thing we did not touch on, that kind of pertained to last episode was, and it was during the encounter between Bernard and Dolores, was when was when Dolores was like, "You haven't been to the outside world, have you?" And I was just like, oh my God, that's right. She's like totally jabbing at him because she was just like, oh, how much of the real Arnold is inside of you? And
she fucked us in there. She fucked us in there. That was, like I said, this I don't think there's one con I had to this episode.
No,
I literally think this is like
episode.
like you said it, perfect episode.
Yeah,
one of the best in this whole show. And I get it. A lot of people probably won't like that. It wasn't as philosophical and
no, but like it just felt.
But it wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, we need these episodes to kind of like cleanse the palate of like the more deep introspective ones, and like something like this, it just felt like all the stuff in previous episodes that we had seen so far kind of like led to this point. So it was like kind of payoff in a way.
Yeah, I mean,
I think season 1 was all about I think that's as philosophical as the show is going to get. In my opinion, I don't think it's ever going to get as philosophical as that ever again.
No, and I think that's why they took 1.5 years off, was to really crunch this down and be like, how can we make the show accessible for more people, but also still stay in that reign of season 1? And I think so far they are doing a very good job in keeping that reign, but also being more accessible. Like I think this season, if it continues to go down this track, it'll end up being better than the first season.
100. Yeah, for me personally, it's already better than the first season, just because I'm like before we started this podcast, I was a little adamant about it because, like I said, the first season, super philosophical, and it was a little hard getting through it week to week, but now I'm genuinely excited to get to next week's episode, like after every episode.
Yeah, they found a nice balance. And I mean, kind of going back, like I keep going back to that one encounter between Bernard and Dolores, but there was like a lot of stuff said there that actually was great. And it was how like Dolores, or she was like saying like, I want to rule this world. And then Bernard kind of like goes back in her and he's like, this world was meant for amusement. And then that's when she takes the jab at him saying, oh, you haven't been to the real world and stuff like that. So they're kind of like dropping like little seeds of like, okay, if people are paying so much money to go into this world, then isn't being the ruler of this world ultimately like better than being out in the world? And so there's just like, it's not as like heavy handed as some of the stuff in the first season. It's just little nuggets of stuff we're getting here and there.
No, I totally agree. And I can't wait to talk about our preview because I have my theories for next episode. I there's some shit that's going to be going down. And like I said, it's insane that this is only episode 3.
I know.
Like this could have easily
7
been like
episodes left.
And who knows what's gonna happen? Like maybe my dragon really will come in, but
it's possible.
I love this episode. I don't think I have anything else to say about it. I know I'm gonna go to sleep and I'm gonna wake up still thinking about this episode. I am like totally like this show is like seriously like so fantastic in every single way. And this episode just proved more of that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, my closing thoughts would basically just echoing what you said, and just like this is definitely one of my favorite episodes in the series. Like just period. I mean, it's maybe not as philosophical as some of the other ones, but it just felt like there was a lot of payoff in this one, and I really can't wait to see where they go in certain directions. It's just I am loving this season more and more.
Yeah, and my closing thoughts, I echo what y'all saying. I think once again, I think they've finally found a formula to hook everyone now. Just because like people who thought it was too philosophical, the first season was too philosophical. I think a lot of them will now be hooked because the season is completely different. It's almost like the show's been like reinvented. Like it feels completely different. And we're only 3 episodes in, so that is crazy. Well, Griffin, I will let you in this since this is your channel. I'll let Zach go first. He can tell people where to find him, and then I'll go, and then I'll let you go since it's your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would feel a little awkward. So
do you want to like close out like a video on my channel? I feel like you've heard me do it enough. You could probably recite it.
I probably could. Okay. You go, Griffin. Or Zach? No, Zach. You go.
Oh, all right, guys. Well, you guys can find me on YouTube at Zach Pope Reviews or on Twitter at Pope the King. Let's talk some Westworld. Let's talk some geeky shit all over this type of stuff. The summer's coming up. A bunch of summer movies are coming up, and I can't wait to see what's coming up. Plus Westworld. I mean, this is a nice little thing to be talking about as well. Plus, trust me, if you guys want to talk about Barry, I'm not opposed to that either.
Barry after show. That is definitely an option.
I would dig it.
Yeah, it's nice. You get the summer movies on Friday, and then you get a nice Westworld episode on Sunday.
It's really the best, and especially
It's like
during
the perfect
the
weekend.
It is, and also the weeks where nothing is coming out of the theaters, even though there's very few of them. We get Westworld. That is a constant.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
is.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, but okay, Griffin, who are you? Tell the people tell the people where they can find you.
Hey guys, I'm Griffin. I run this channel. And yeah, if you like me specifically and you like what I have to say, you can always give me a follow on Twitter at Griff Schiller, or you can like Men vs. Movies on Facebook and follow Men vs. Movies on Twitter by searching Men vs. Movies. I know that's very difficult, but you can do that. And I'm going to see if Tyler can actually pull this off. I want to see if he can do like a perfect like landing on this thing. So
All right. Okay.
He's warming up, guys. Warming up.
Yes. Okay. My name's Tyler Tompkins. I don't run the Men vs. Movies YouTube channel, but I am running this podcast and I am closing it. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram by searching Tyler Tompkins. I should be the first one that pops up, hopefully. Maybe the second one.
Sexiest YouTuber this year.
Yes, thank you.
He likes to think so.
Yes. You can also check me out on Stardust, where
he does shirtless reaction.
It's a trend. I might start.
Those.
Yes. If you comment or if you go to Stardust, I might start doing shirtless Westworld reactions. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Hey, it ties into the beginning of this episode.
Yes, but
Very exotic.
yes, but yeah, please look us all up and please support the podcast because apparently we're doing really good.
We're doing pretty well for a relatively unknown podcast. So for all you people who have been listening to the show, like, thank you so much. It's amazing. It's great to have people listen to what we have to say or that anyone really would choose to. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah. And it makes it more fun talking about it too, because you like realize that we have an audience. But yes. We'll have, as always, new episodes every Sunday and then weekly previews every Wednesday. So
new episodes every Monday, not Sunday.
Monday. But we do it. We talk about it Sunday.
And the previews only on iTunes.
And the preview. Yes, we got to mention. I'm sorry, that was a little detailed. You did a good job, Tyler. I don't know all those. Yeah, that's okay. The preview episode. So last week we did our first preview episode, which is essentially where we discussed the upcoming episode on Sunday. So that releases on Wednesday, and it's just essentially predictions going off of the little tease that they throw at the end of the episode. And so that is going to be an exclusive to the podcast feed. We put the first one on YouTube just to give you guys a heads up, let you all check it out and whatnot. But the from now on, that is going to be a podcast feed exclusive to get you all to subscribe to the podcast feed. So if you like this show that we're doing and you like the preview show that we're doing, and you like Westworld, then you should definitely subscribe to that feed. Leave us a rating, a review, all that good stuff. I mean, it really just helps out the show. So
yeah, please check it out. It's really good.
Great.
Really good. I'm an avid listener. To it. It's very good. But
It's amazing.
Well, thank you for tuning in to us talking about Fortuna. I had to say it one more time just because I like to say it. I really like to say it. Yes, we're having a great time talking about this, and we are so thankful that all of you are tuning in to watch the show too. So week where we will talk about episode 4.
Hell yeah, let's get it.
Yeah.